welcome to part 9 in our video series of making your own family history video using Corel Video Studio X7 Ultimate. Today we're going to do some overlays while adjusting the pan and zoom and transparency settings. If you recall, on Monday I said if you ever interview someone, and certainly if they have a history of maybe war or the separation of some sort, where they were writing letters home, then it would be a good thing to have someone read that letter. Certainly the person that you were interviewing would be a good one. So here's a picture, a video of her reading the letter, and she never really lifts her head as she's reading the letter, so we're probably going to cover up that part. So let's put it in our timeline on the video so we have the sound. And what we're going to do is first put a background here, and this background is just going to be something that we are going to cover up with photos and the letter. So we have already got several tracks here, overlay tracks, and we did that earlier when we did, see, we've got 3 of them. So that 3 will stay throughout the project. So that's good for us right now. So first we're going to put in a graphic, and we're just going to put in a black behind there, color black, and we're going to drag that down. And let's drag it out to about 40 seconds. Actually, that black background can go the entire time now that I think about it, so let's just take that all the way through. And at any point during there, I can cut that and show her reading it and then go back. So let's go back, oops, let's go to this, and we're going to take this all the way out. And I made a mistake there and pushed a little green. The green is askew, so if you wanted to move this just a little bit like that, you could. We're not going to do that. We're going to take it all the way out. And all the way this way. So now we've got the entire screen covered with black. And then we're going to go back up to our assets, and we're going to also make this smaller because we want to see the whole thing. And we're going to grab a picture of the author of the letter, which also, here he is grown up, but when he wrote the letter he looked like this. So this was during the war, and it was a Christmas time letter. And so we're going to take that picture of him and we're going to drag it out to about, well, let's start at about a minute. There we go, a little over a minute. And let's also make it bigger. Like that. Okay. And it doesn't have to be right in the center. And we could even at this point put in somewhere that it was December of 1945. Let's go ahead and do that. So let's look here. Go down to our somewhere. Let's go right to the get-go, and we'll go to our text and double click and just put in December 24th, 1945, and it doesn't fit, so let's play with that a bit. And I'm gonna just move it so we can play with it here. Double click. Let's make it white since we've got that black background. And let's skew it to, let's say, 30 degrees. Always good. And then let's do let's go ahead and do that. And we're also going to center. And the New Times Roman is fine for now. Let's fold it and then click outside of it and move it to where we want to go. Okay, so now we've established, and we didn't do it right from the get-go, we just did it a little bit after she starts reading the letter, because the letter does, or as she's reading it, she does say immediately what day it is. So as she's reading,
dated December the 24th, 1945, and I believe he's missing home. It says, "Dearest folks."
And then she goes on to read the whole letter, and this is just her reading that letter. So let's go back to our assets. So let's go to the letter itself, and the letter is right here. And we're going to put that right around here. You see it? And we're going to drag that out for a ways. And that's probably plenty. And we're going to do an, we're going to pull that out and up. And let's move it over. We know he's starts over here. So we've got him and we've got the letter. Okay? So let's first go to his picture, and we're going to copy this, copy, and paste it right there next to it. And then let's shorten this one a bit. And move this one over. That way we still have the same amount of time, but I've got two different things that I can work with here. And it looks like I need to make a little change. Let's move this over though to the center, and then as we go through it, let's see what that transition looks like.
Very Merry Christmas. Here I sit thinking about.
And I'm not crazy about that. Let's go to our transitions. So let's choose a transition. And this one right here will be just fine. Let's go down and put that on there. There we go. Now let's see what this looks like.
Mom, Pop, and everyone here is hoping you all have a very Merry Christmas. Here I sit thinking of.
Okay, and we can make that transition a little bit longer. Oops. Nope, we just want the transition. We can't see it, so let's get in deeper. Let's make this transition a little longer. There we go. And we'll pull that out.
There. And everyone here is hoping you all have a very Merry Christmas. Here I sit thinking.
Okay, so that one's good enough, but let's put this now over here a little ways. We want it after the transition. And now we've got this one here, and we are going to play with the motion a bit. So let's go to, we double clicked on it, first we highlighted it, double clicked on it, we go to edit, and we're going to apply the pan and zoom and customize that pan and zoom. Let's go from up close to far away. So let's say we're starting right, oops, let's go back to the beginning. Let's say we're starting right here, and we're going to close in on it. There we go. And then by the time we get to here, we're going to be out. And that's actually pretty good. So we had the whole picture in the beginning, and we're going to zoom out. And we say OK. And then we are going to go to this one. And notice we kept that one at 100%. We're going to keep that on the screen the whole time, and no transparency. The letter, however, is going to go over on top of it. And first let's look at the pan and zoom of the letter. And what we want to do here, I think, is we want to start not there, but up here. And maybe even off to the side. And then we want to end down here. And it doesn't have to go out. We want it to end down here. And maybe off to outside. You get the idea. It's moving exactly the way we wanted it to. So we say OK. And now when we watch it, and let's just go from here, right before the, and we can drag that out, by the way, since we've moved it. There we go.
It says, dearest folks, well, Mom, Pop, and everyone, here is hoping you all have a very Merry Christmas. Here I sit thinking about all of you back in Kansas City and wishing I were there with you.
So you see it covers it up. So let's go back to this and double click. And then we're going to go to Mask and Chroma Key. And right here is the transparency. If you click it down, it'll say transparency, but we're going to put that transparency at 50%. Now let's watch again. By the way, I don't like the way this thing works. I'm going to move it over. There we go. Okay, now we can go back and we'll look at this. Now let's watch.
It says, dearest folks, well, Mom, Pop, and everyone, here is hoping you all have a very Merry Christmas. Here I sit thinking about all of you back in Kansas City. I wonder what Eldon is doing.
Okay, Eldon is another person, so what we're going to do here is we're going to add Eldon in here. And Eldon in uniform, I have that photo, is right here. So let's bring this picture down, and we're going to put that out a little bit, and we should probably move it over just a bit, let just the letter go in, and then we'll introduce the element. Let's see how we did as far as the timing goes.
As good as last Christmas, because with Pop out of a job and everything, I bet everybody there is happy as usual on Christmas Eve. I wonder what Eldon...
Okay, right there is where he says, I wonder what Eldon is doing, so let's move this over, and we'll look at it from there. But you get the idea. We can continue to do this over and over and over again.
I wonder what Eldon is doing now. What a Christmas he must be having over there in Japan.
And we can cut this part so that that isn't over the Eldon. And we can move that over a bit. We can go to Eldon now and make this bigger, just like we did with Raymond. Let's make it even a little bit bigger. Okay, and then we can go in and do the pan and zoom with that one. Let's customize it. Let's go in real close. And then we don't want it to really go too far out. I actually kind of like that one as our final. Let's go in just a bit more. Yeah. And say okay. That way as we go through it.
Everybody there is happy as usual on Christmas Eve. I wonder what Eldon is doing now. What a Christmas he must be having over there in Japan. I didn't feel like going out all day today, so I just hung around the barracks. Right now I am drinking coffee and having a cup of...
Again, we'll go back, we'll take some of that out. Okay, so we've cleaned it up a little bit. We've got our thing going here. And now we're going to bring in the second half of the letter. So let's look at the second half of the letter. Where did it go? There it is. And we're going to bring that down here just as the Eldon thing goes away. We're going to drag it out. Okay, we've done some chopping and panning and zooming and overlays and text and all kinds of fun stuff. Let's see what our final product looks like.
This is a letter from my brother Raymond, dated December the 24th, 1945, and I believe he's missing home. It says, "Dearest folks, well, Mom, Pop, and everyone, here is hoping you all have a very Merry Christmas. Here I sit thinking about all of you back in Kansas City and wishing I were there with you. It sure seems funny to be away from home for Christmas. I guess about now you're all opening up your presents. I sure hope Butch, which was my younger brother Buford, got what he wanted. I bet everybody there is happy as usual on Christmas Eve. I wonder what Eldon is doing now. What a Christmas he must be having over there in Japan. Some of the guys haven't been home for Christmas for 3 years. Those are the guys that I feel sorry for. There really has been a lot of changes in the family since last Christmas. Carl has gone, Eldon overseas, me in the service, Dad not working in the same place, and Donnie isn't even home this Christmas. I sure miss Butch a lot, and I would sure like to see him. But come to think of it, I used to have so much fun with him. Tell him I got a couple of caps for him from some of the guys that got discharged and had no more use for them. Well, Mom, Pop, and everyone, I think I will sign off for now, and hoping this letter finds you all okay. I am okay. Lots of love, Raymond.
So we use the same transition and the same techniques over and over and over again, and that was our final product. So have fun with it, play with it a little bit. You get better as you go along. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, and follow us on Twitter for the next step in making your own family history video.